There are so many things on this journey that fucked us over. Reprogramming consciously and subconsciously beliefs, ideas, thoughts, behaviors that we had to say goodbye to in order for be here today, having and enjoying the life as a business owner, as a female entrepreneur. But that wasn't the case always for us. That's why on this segment, every Monday, we are getting together with Lucy Becker to bring to you the segment of the things that fucked us over. It's just a normal conversation between two female entrepreneurs that enjoy their businesses, that are thriving with their businesses, to share in a raw, real way what are the things that we had to overcome and how we did it and why we did it and what is the impact and results on your money mindset and your ability to grow your business. It's a very fun conversation, and I can wait for you to listen to this segment that we have for you.
Oh my God, I don't even know where to start. I am Lucy. I am currently a relationship coach. So I'm currently working with people to help them like raise their standards in relationships. And I feel like that's kind of a big flavor of like my whole journey is like raise your standards on what you expect from money, raise your standards on what you expect from work, like raise your standards on this, and like oh my god, and I just kind
Yeah.
of fell into relationship coaching because that is like truly my life's work is like talking about love, I think. Yeah. But
Yeah.
when you and I met, I it was my first business still and I was in content marketing. And that was even that was just like massive for me because like I'd been to
Yeah.
uni and then I decided that I didn't want to go to uni and it was just I feel like all the whole time you've known me, I've just been like
Yeah. Yeah.
I've just been like unraveling myself. And so I feel like the fact that we're talking about this now when I'm like so fucking excited about what I talk about is like
Yeah.
so much fun. So much fun.
Yeah, it has been a whole journey for both of us. Uh
Whole thing,
but
yeah.
yeah, but you know what? Let's just start diving into these different businesses because I love that you said currently, right? So one of the questions that I get the most, and it's not like a real question for my clients looking for an answer, it's more like a rhetorical question, but it's like, well, what if I start another business today? Like, I cannot do that. And you are the perfect example that we can do that every single time the way that we fucking want to, and it's gonna succeed, right? So let's dive into that one first. What were you like, what's going on through your mind every time that you end and start a new business?
Oh my gosh, my brain hates it. It's
Yeah.
like it's like, oh, you're so brave, you're so this. I'm like, oh my god, my
Yeah.
brain
Yeah.
hates it. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, am I moving on too fast? Like, are people not going to understand? Um, and I go through this like literally every time. And I remember when I was
Yeah.
moving from content marketing into coaching because like I'd built the little content it was going like really well at the time. And I was working with amazing people like you and like amazing coaches. And I kind of realized like, oh, I could be doing this instead of writing about other people doing it. And so usually it's that little like, oh, something's calling me, like something
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
like I want something bigger than what I've currently got. And I mean, like for me, that is always going to trump what other people think. But like I've just like in the last couple of weeks gone from like marriage coaching, like
Mhm.
working with couples to working with single people. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I've just spent like the last year like building up marriage coaching and now I'm switching
Yeah.
again and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
My coach is just like, nobody fucking cares. Nobody
Exactly.
cares. And
Hey.
like and if you've got like your overall brand um it literally doesn't even matter. And I know that's kind of like a non-answer, just stop caring what
Just
people think. Like, oh my
yeah,
God,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
but literally nobody cares. Nobody cares. And like every single time I've switched, like, because when I was kind of playing around with this, like, oh my, I kind of want to work with single people. It's calling me. It feels really fun. It feels less heavy. It feels exciting, which is what we want. Um,
Right.
and then so many people came out of the woodwork in my audience, and they're like, "Oh, I've been like waiting. I've been waiting for you to do this. Like, I follow you. I'm not married yet, but I really love what you're talking about, and I love like your vibe." And I'm like, "Oh my God, people are literally like begging for me to do this, and I
Yeah,
never would have known if I didn't just pitch it to them, you know." And so now I've got
exactly.
all these amazing people coming up, being like, "Oh my gosh, I love you even more now," and like, "Oh my God."
Like, thank you, thank you, thank you. But that's the thing, right? We get like in our heads, because that's like that's how we work as a human beings, like out of habit, out of like safety. Like, this is safe for me,
Yeah.
this is what I do, so let's continue doing it. But I think for myself, if I think about it, the business have changed so much. It's the same umbrella, right? Even the podcast, I mean, you guys are listening to a new version of the podcast already, because it just changes you, and that's okay. I When did I release the first episode of the podcast? I think June 15th. So 4 days ago, I
Mm.
have triple the downloads
Oh
with the
my
first episode.
God.
I mean, it's just I would have never known about this if I didn't try it. And yes, of course, there is a formula working, there is a thing working already, it's a strategy working already, and it will be easier for my brain to say, well, just stick with it a little bit more. But also, um, I am a manifestor generator. I do a thousand
Mm.
things.
Yeah.
I like I get bored, right? And I don't have a business to be bored. Like, that's the if the number one thing that I need to remind myself is that I can do whatever the fuck I want to do. And
Mm.
what I want to do is to change things, right? Or to build other businesses. This is not the only business that I'm working on. I also
Mhm.
work for other things. I work for a nonprofit. I'm building a fintech something on the side. Like,
Oh,
I'm doing so many stuff. I'm like, this is just fun, right? But if you ask Ale, like 7 years ago when she was just starting, it would be like, I need to do this and I need to do it perfect. I need to do specialize and build up. And it just simply doesn't work. But
mm,
I can see where that comes from, right? That's
mm,
like how we are built somehow.
mm.
Like, I don't know, how was your upbringing in terms of sticking to one thing to be successful?
Oh my God, that's so funny. As soon as you say, I'm like, my parent, okay, so I'm one of like five girls, and
Wow.
it's so much fun. But my parents were actually ridiculously supportive of trying different things. Like, I don't know how they fucking kept up with us.
So
So it's
good.
like, oh, you want to try guitar? Cool, let's go get you a second-hand guitar and try it out. Like, oh, you want to do this dance style now?
Yeah,
Cool,
my
let me drop you off.
mom
Like, oh, you want to play
too.
tennis? Cool, let's get you a tennis racket. Like, all the stuff. I'm like, so as soon as you said that, I'm like, wow, my parents were like super fucking supportive of like us
Yeah.
trying these things. Like especially when it was like to do with arts. Like my dad was like is like really passionate about like art and music, and like he's kind of one of those like beauty will save the world kind of people. He's like a fucking marshmallow. Um yeah, so like technically very supportive of
Yeah.
all of that. It's not like, oh, I've overcome all this adversity and now do all the stuff. It's always just being like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna just do whatever the fuck I want. And and you saying that you're like a manifesting generator. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
generator. Like just you feel that spark and you're like, oh, that feels good. Let's do that. Because like
Yes.
other stuff, I was like, oh, it feels really heavy, or like it was fun and now it's not. It's like, cool, let's fucking move on. And like nobody cares. Nobody
Right.
cares. Like
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
saying and I feel like you're the same, like your overall brand is very much like, let's get that money, let's do this, let's think really positively about this. And so like I feel like none of that has changed. And so I'm the same. My overall brand is very much like, we're not living for retirement. Like,
Right.
we're having
Right.
fun now. We're doing whatever the fuck we want. We have really high standards and ask for exactly what we want. We love, like all these things. Like, so I
Yeah.
think that's
Yeah.
like really important to remember, is to have like a really consistent, this is what I'm known for. And people like Madison Tinder are really good at that. She's doing a million different things, but like this is what she's known for, like yeah.
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 Yeah, I think also it's good that you mentioned that it's not a big deal because
Mm,
the overall branding or the overall of the business is what you think, right? Like your
mm,
point of views are what is determining your business. So it's not like today you were like in my case, today I'm talking about money mindset and increasing income and seeing finances in another way. And tomorrow I would say, guys, forget about that. It's only strategy that works. It's only that you have to go. It's like
oh,
changing myself, right?
yeah.
It's like it's going against me. What we are saying here is that it's all on your head, as most of the things are, right?
Okay,